My name is Michael Kelly. I'm the founder of GIY, and I am delighted to be partnering with Feargal and with ATPO to host this event here in Grow HQ today. And our theme, of course, is Resurgence 25X for the planet. I just want to briefly mention a little bit about GIY. We myself and Feargal go back a long way to the very first meeting of GIY back in 2008. But of course, what we try and do as an organization is inspire people to and support them and enable them to grow some of their own food. And the reason we do that is to try and get people to, to think differently and reconnect with food. And one of the really interesting things for us over the last number of years has been to realize that when people grow some of their own food, even if it's a very small amount, it leads to all of these other pro-environmental behaviors, eating more plants and wasting less food, and reducing your food pollution and your overall sort of carbon footprint when it comes to food. So this topic today is a topic that's very, very close to our hearts. And of course, when we look around at the horrendous news day in, day out from different parts of the world, the climate emergency writ large, I think, on all of our consciousness at the moment. And there's never been a more urgent need for new ideas around how the planet can resurge in the years ahead, and never more urgency for action. So the thing that we love about this idea, I was fortunate to take part in the first Resurgence event that Feargal hosted just in the new year. And the idea, of course, is to bring speakers to the table who have fantastic ideas and fantastic projects, but then through the workshops that we'll be looking for everyone to participate in throughout the morning to really build momentum around those ideas. And that's the beauty of this format, I think. So we're really proud to play our small part as kind of host venue. And I'll be introducing a few of the speakers later on this morning, but I'll hand over to Feargal for now. Hope you all enjoy your morning, and thanks very much for now.
Thank you, May, and the GIY team for making it possible. And thanks to everybody for coming on board. There will be more people coming as we go through the first few minutes. I hope you all be inspired by the session today and take full part in the idea workshops that Mick mentioned there, which will be set off by, we have a fabulous range of contributors. Just going to look a little bit at mindset and momentum shift as I do at each of these sessions. The Resurgence 25X idea, it's born from a conviction that once we can move from our mindsets to the positive opportunities, new ways of living and working that have arisen during these COVID times, it can be embraced, and the resultant momentum can be built upon and give us all a better future over the coming years. And this is really true for the sustainability green sector that has been so challenged and almost forgotten about during COVID. But as you'll see from our contributors, there's an opportunity now to hugely improve that green future for people globally. Now, at each event, I've spoken about mindset and momentum, momentum in order to shift out of the current situation we find ourselves in. As regards mindset, I've looked at things like focusing on long-term vision, having a social detox, listening to perspectives from others with experience, knowledge, and what we might call oomph. Mick Kelly would be a person with what you might call oomph, and there's lots of them around but you need to find them. So today I'll mention just one more positive mindset area, and that's really being open to changing a little, making direction pivots to achieve a goal. Even though you put a lot of work or a lot of money into one thing in particular direction, there might be a time that you need to change it a bit and kind of drop what you were doing and go for something else. There's loads of examples of that in business that have thrived in the COVID and who've gone to a pivot and move on. GIY are a perfect example of that. So it's that open and being able to kind of move away from an obvious direction that you were doing into another one, but you'd still achieve your goal. As regards momentum, I've looked at things like going from small steps to massive leaps rather than trying for your massive leap to start, giving your project time rather than kind of giving up too early. But one really big one is building on key events, and there's so many key events that are happening now. And of course, the whole idea of having big, hairy, audacious goals, as they call them. And that's the idea, really. If the bigger they are, the bigger your chance that you're going to get to them. So just want to mention one more, and it's the idea of, when you're in that momentum space, is to let things evolve a bit. It's almost when you see the kind of top sports people, or, you know, people really at the top of their game in any kind of an area, they look as if they're actually going slower than everybody else, whereas in fact they're going at the same speed, but they're doing a lot of really looking around and taking opportunities, because they're letting things evolve rather than thinking it has to be a particular way. So you've got to be open to kind of pay attention to clues, connections, opportunities, because you never know when opportunities arise, and you've got to know when you want to take them. And it kind of allows you to kind of unfold in changes in ways you mightn't have imagined, but that you'll still get to that goal.